All right, the long-awaited Project Highland Model 3 refresh was finally revealed. So let's compare Project Highland, or aka the 2024 Tesla Model 3, and see if it's worth hitting that order button. All right, welcome back to the channel. Dan here from Norton Tesla. So in this video, I'll go over the changes this new refresh brings and whether it's worth it to ditch your, legacy Model 3 and get into a brand new Highland model. Now, before I do, please take a second and hit that subscribe button. So I can't get into too much detail as Tesla didn't give me a model to review. Shocking, I know, I'm kind of shocked myself. I was expecting a model in my driveway, but it didn't come. But let's go over the list of changes, and it's quite intensive. As you can see, it's a beautiful upgrade. However, at first glance, it seems most of the changes are aesthetics. Generally, aesthetics aren't necessarily enough to get people to sign on the dotted line, unless there's enough of them. And Highland looks like a complete redesign with almost 50% new parts. So why don't we first break down the cosmetic upgrades. First, we have the all-new, more premium materials on the door panels. Apparently they're softer and more, the dash and climate vent, and of course, ambient lighting, which is beautiful. We have two new colors to choose from. We got Stealth Gray and the much beloved Ultra Red, which you've seen on the Model S. It is gorgeous. The center console is also just a bit different. You now have two sliding doors with real metal handles. So again, a more luxurious feel. These changes I find really pushed the Model 3 into a sleek and futuristic design. The current Model 3 I find is futuristic and minimalistic compared to most other vehicles on the road, but this shoots up the Model 3 like 10 years into the future. But like I said, these are purely aesthetic. Is that enough of a change in looks to make you upgrade? Now let's go over some changes that are a bit more functional and could make it a worthy upgrade. Now they've added 360-degree acoustic glass, which is going to make that cabin even quieter, while also adding 3 more speakers and a subwoofer to give you cinematic sound in that already quiet environment. They've upgraded the suspension and made the body stiffer. The seats in the front are ventilated and the rear seats are more comfortable, so your ride overall is just going to be more comfortable. The drag coefficient is the best Tesla has ever produced, making the car 8% more efficient and giving you about 20 or 30 miles more range. Now, I think these upgrades really push the Model 3 into that luxury market that everyone already associated the brand to be in. A lot of people say, oh, it's a $70,000 car, it should be luxurious. Well, now it kind of is. The next few upgrades are functional but minor upgrades that may appeal to some and not others. Now first, you have the center screen. It's brighter and it has a smaller bezel, which makes it a bit larger on the same footprint. Think like how iPhone's been doing it for years. And it's also more responsive, so that is a plus, but is there much of a difference on there? I don't know. They've also pulled the stockless steering column from the Model S. Now, personally, I love the minimalistic look of not having stocks, but I've also heard people complaining about the buttons on the steering wheel, how they're not really functional and they don't work that well. So that's a bit of a debate. Now, there's also an 8-inch rear screen, and from what I've seen, it's nice, but it is small and low to the ground. So is that good for entertainment purposes? For watching movies, I know my kids will have their iPad and they're glued to it. So well, having a little screen down there is important, and my kids are small, so can they even reach that? I will be testing out a third-party add-on screen on my Model 3, so stay tuned for that, and I'll give you a better opinion then. Now, the center console also has a 65-watt USB-C charger, which I love because sometimes I edit my videos in the car with my laptop and I can't charge it, so that's a good bonus. We then have some improved Bluetooth and with mics under both seats, which again makes productivity a little bit better, so this car seems to be a better car to work in. The other update is in regards to autonomy and full self-driving. There is the addition of a bumper cam, which could help improve the performance of FSD going forward. It's pretty much down there giving you a sight of the curves and stuff like that, something that the ultrasonic sensors would have caught before, but now they're gone, so they need something down there. But we don't have much information on this as it wasn't officially announced by Tesla, like, hey, we have a new bumper cam. It was only spotted on some promotion materials. Hey, some keen-eyed people say, hey, that looks like camera there. So that's all we have right now. I love this redesign. It brings a lot of elements over from the high-end Model S and X, with a stockless wheel and rear screen. It also adds a bit more angular and futuristic designs with the new dash as well as the air vent and steering column, which is similar to the Cybertruck I find. So the million-dollar question, should you upgrade? Now, Tesla doesn't operate like other brands. They'll change and update things in the middle of model year. In 2021, they changed the center console and some door panels, but just that. This is the first full refresh of the Model 3 since its inception in 2018. So it is a big deal and a worthy upgrade, if it financially made sense to you. Like, what's the value on your trade-in? Are you going to lose money on it? If you're in a situation where it makes sense, then for sure, this is a big upgrade. But if you're kind of humming and hawing, should I, should not, does it make sense? I find most of the changes are cosmetic, which, like, if you want ambient lighting, there's kits out there for that. Same with the rear screen, like I said earlier. Functionality is not much of a different car than the current version. Range and speed are just little minor tweaks, and it does sound like it is a more comfortable ride, so if that's important to you, then definitely hit that order button. But you kind of weigh in all the things we just talked about and see if that makes sense for you, if that's something you want. One benefit of waiting is with this full refresh, if there are any problems found in production, they kind of work themselves out a bit over time. Tesla won't wait till the next model year to fix things, they'll just fix things as they come up, so that's a benefit of waiting. Just a bit longer. Now, if you aren't head over heels crazy over the aesthetics and you don't need the latest and newest car, I would strongly consider a discounted current inventory Model 3. Most markets have several cars available in current inventory, and they are so cheap right now, especially in North America. I just picked up a long range and I saved $6,000 worth of discounts and $5,000 for the federal rebate. So Highland could have huge implications for Canada. As we know, to get the $5,000 federal rebate, the lowest trim has to be below $55,000, and any trim higher than that has to be below $65,000. And right now, both models, the rear-wheel drive and the long-range all-wheel drive, are sitting at $10 below their respective thresholds. So if Highland comes over and increases by little as $10, either the long-range or even the rear-wheel drive will no longer qualify for the federal rebate, which is huge. So I don't know what they're going to do. They could keep prices the same, at least for the standard range model. Maybe they'll raise the long range. Another option is they could come out with a software locked version with less range at a lower price just to be able to qualify for that rebate, which they've done in the past with the Model Y. I don't know what's going to happen, but either way, the Highland could have huge implications for the Canadian rebate. So will you be ordering the new Highland model? Let me know in the comments below if you are and your thoughts on this refresh. If you are ordering one, please use my referral code. You'll save some money as well as get 3 months of free full self-driving. You'll find it in the description below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss videos. You'll get notified about every week when I do put out videos. Thanks again for watching, and drive safe, drive electric, and we'll see you next week. Order button. So in this video, I'll go over the changes. Now let's go and low to the ground. So I know for my kids, they probably wouldn't be able to reach it anyways, and it's good for Model S. And so basically, you have no stocks screen. So like, and every kid has an iPad, or not every kid, but if you're having a Model 3, you probably have an iPad. So yeah, do they need that little middle screen? All and low to the ground. So is that good for entertainment purposes? Debate. There's also an 8-inch rear screen. From what I've seen, it's nice, but it's small and low to the ground. So is that good for entertainment purposes? I know my kids would prefer to watch with an iPad glued to their faces, so I don't know. And